Good morning, guys. What is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's Monday. I'm just on my computer. I'm going on my girls trip in like 10 days from today. So I'm creating a little bit of a itinerary outline with all the things that we want to do while we're there. It's not going to be too like strict, but it's nice to have a little plan so that once we get there we know what we're doing. Today's Monday. Did I say that already? I feel like I've said it already, but I don't know. I have the day off, so I thought I would do a little day in my life video. This morning was pretty busy already. I had a nice phone call with this girl that I knew from when I was in Milan, like 5 years ago almost. She's Dutch, and she's actually doing a thesis project on modeling, like a certain specific area of modeling. But we were on the phone for like an hour and just talking, and I was giving her like kind of my opinion and knowledge on it. So that was fun. Also did groceries this morning. I was like out of everything. I don't know how that happened, but my fridge was completely empty. So I went to Trader Joe's, I went to Fairway. I pretty much got everything that I'm gonna need until I leave, except for maybe some vegetables and stuff. So that's nice. And then the reason why I want to vlog is because, so I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but I'm finally getting to it. I'm going to Bed Bath & Beyond, and I'm gonna replace a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna get all new towels. I'm gonna get a new pan, maybe even 2 new pans. Go off, girl. I've been living in this apartment for almost 3 years, and I've been using the same stuff the whole time. So my white towels are not white anymore. My pan has been very loved, and there's just other stuff too that I need to just freshen up and like get new of. So that's what we're gonna do today. So I just got 3 of these gray towels. I might get 1 or 2 more like over time, but I think 3 is probably good for now. I got my stuff. I got a new pan and 3 new towels. I got less than I thought that I was going to. I wanted to buy a new candle. I wanted to buy some new face sunscreen, but they didn't have it. But yeah, I had this candle in my hands. The candle that I love from Yankee Candle. I'll insert a little video clip of it. It's the only one that I get, but it was like $30, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, like 30 bucks. And then I had to buy the new like long lighter sticks, which is also like 5 or 10 bucks. It's like, that's a workout. I'm not gonna buy this right now because it's just like 35, 40 bucks down the drain on what? Is the apartment smelling nice? I'll talk to you guys more about this when I get home, but I'm like trying to be extra conscious of what I'm buying and what I'm spending money on. I'm already pretty conscious to begin with, but I don't know, I just feel like the last few months have been really expensive for just life stuff. Like obviously I'm going on this girls trip. I'm gonna have to fly home to Canada soon. Health insurance, rent, you know? So I'm just trying to like be smart about my money and think like, where do I actually want my money to go? Do I want it to go to my health and like working out and like work? Or do I want it to go to a candle, you know? Hey guys, it is now actually the next day. Don't mind me, I'm just putting on some shorts. Or maybe I'll put on some sweatpants actually. So I'm having a really good day, but I also had something crappy happen just now. I think it's like 1 o'clock now. I actually vlogged this whole morning. I walked to Gloveworks. I like vlogged so much of the street because it was so beautiful out. I took a blitz, which if you guys don't know, Gloveworks has 2 types of classes. Boxing, which is called a boom, and then a blitz is a weights class. It's also mobility and body weight stuff. I didn't film the workout, but I did film before and afterwards. I actually went to Sweet Green after, and I got lunch. So yeah, I lost all of that, which is fun. But other than that, I have some good news. I got some really exciting news actually on Friday. I got an email from my lawyer saying that my travel and work card, which is like the temporary stage in between visa and green card, has been approved. So I actually got that in the mail yesterday. So I'm officially able to leave the country again. This also means that my work permit, I guess, has been extended until next February, whereas my visa was only going to be valid until the end of September. So that's really, really great news. I'm super excited. I was actually thinking of flying home this weekend or this week. I haven't really touched on this, but work has been pretty slow the last 2 weeks, I would say, and it's mainly due to the virus that's going on in our world at the moment. Ideally, because work is slow, it's a perfect time for me to go home, but it's not really a good time for me to leave the country. Now that I can finally leave the country, it's not a good time for me to go because anything can happen in the span of a day or even in the span of a week. So I'm just gonna do what's smart and like stay in the US. I don't want to leave the country and then get stuck at the airport because I've been traveling internationally, you know? I'm so happy that I got that card. It's like a weight lifted off my shoulders. So now I just have to wait for my interview, which could take another couple months. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what's up with that when I hear more from my lawyer. Anyway, I'm quickly gonna show you guys what I got yesterday because I didn't end up vlogging once I got home. So this is my new pan, in case you guys were interested. This one was 40 or 50 bucks. I mean, there were pans there for like 15 or 20 bucks, but I just wanted to get a good quality one. I'll have this linked in the description box if I can find it on Bed Bath & Beyond, which I'm sure I will be able to. And then my new towels. So happy about them. What I thought I would do now is sit down with you guys and kind of talk about something that I wanted to touch on yesterday. Side note, while I'm here wearing this sweater, go check out my brother's gym, Blood Sweat Train. I'll leave their website and their Instagram in the description box below. There's a helicopter literally right above my building right now. That helicopter was up there for like 10 minutes in the same spot. It's gone now. Earlier when I said that about the candle, I said that I was trying to be more conscious about my spending. I was gonna touch on some like money spending stuff, budget stuff. I also recently just filmed a Q&A. It was my last video, so if you haven't checked it out, go and watch it. But I got so many questions about budgeting, if I budget, how I budget, if I do. So I thought this might be a good time to kind of tell you guys where I'm at in terms of spending money, spending and saving money. In terms of like actually tracking my spending, I don't use an app, but I do use my notes, and I use it in two different ways. I use it to write down bigger expenses, either current expenses or future expenses that I'm expecting to have to pay. For example, one of my best friends, she just got engaged, so I know that there's going to be X amount of money spent on that whole thing. I did the same thing last year when Shivani got married, and what I'll do is I'll basically just write out an estimated amount of what those things will cost, and then I'll split it up between the amount of time that I have until the event. And then the second way that I use that is sometimes I'll just write down every single thing that I buy for a week. That's a really quick way to like wake yourself up and stop spending money. I haven't really checked out any money tracking or money spending apps, so if you guys are using any that you really like, let me know. But yeah, I'm kind of old-fashioned when it comes to that stuff. Even my taxes, I love to just do it all in an Excel sheet and do it myself. So that's essentially how I budget. I don't budget like super strict, but I do check my bank accounts every day or every other day. And I do think about what I spend. Like there's just things that you're gonna need, like food and transportation. Like you can't get around those things, but anything that's more of a want than a need, I definitely think about before I buy. So that's another tip, I guess. Just like think about what you're getting and if it's actually necessary, you know? Another question that I got asked frequently is like, what are things that I splurge on? What are things that I will let myself spend money on? In New York City, it's kind of hard because life here and just being able to live and survive in New York is a splurge, essentially. Like it's crazy how much money it costs to live here. And I'm not even living a crazy life, you know? I cook most of my meals myself. I don't go out for drinks or dinners a lot, really, unless it's someone's birthday. And even then, in our industry, a lot of that stuff is covered, which is amazing. So yeah, it's like life in New York City is a splurge. And as annoying as that sounds, it's the reality. So I have to remember that sometimes, you know? And I think I'm also just in a time in my life where I have to invest money into work stuff, visa related things, and those things are also just really expensive. But I do know that I prefer spending money on things that are gonna get me somewhere rather than spend my money on something that's just there, like a bag or clothes or things. So one of my biggest splurges is probably exercise. I spend a lot of money on working out and boxing specifically. I do have a gym membership, but that gym membership only costs me like 40 or 50 bucks a month. So that's nothing, you know, I don't really think twice about that. But boxing costs me a lot of money. But realistically, if I were to have a personal trainer, which I have had in the past, they're way more expensive. The amount of money that I spend at Gloveworks for the amount of times that I go and the type of workout that I get is like, I don't think that I would be able to find that anywhere else in the city. Like the amount of money that I spend in a month at Gloveworks would probably get me 4 personal training sessions in a month. Whereas I go to Gloveworks sometimes 4 times a week. Working out is like therapy. It's mental, it's physical. On top of that, I need to stay in shape for work. So part of the money that I spend on personal training in a year is a tax write-off. My other 2 splurges, I guess, would be skincare. I do buy relatively expensive skincare, and this is something that I've been getting into probably in the last year or so. I got to a point where I was like, I need stuff that works, but I also want things with good ingredients. And again, my skin is also part of my career, so I don't really have a problem spending money on that. You guys know I love to use Drunk Elephant products. So I have a few of those that are in rotation. And then I also mix that with drugstore stuff or more affordable skincare. But there's a few products that I just can't live without, and those are pricier. But again, that's like an investment in my skin, investment in my job, you know? And then I guess the last one would be clothes, because I have to dress a certain way for work, and you know, I also just want to look good. I want to be presentable. I want to look classy. The way I go about shopping and buying clothes is really just thinking about what I do. Like, where do I spend my time? What are the places that I go to? And what is the wardrobe that I need? So this year, I didn't really have to buy that much winter stuff because last year I invested in some good stuff. I got good jeans. I got great boots, like good quality boots. I got just like really good quality staple pieces that I wear every day, like a black turtleneck, a black knit sweater, black jeans, blue jeans, black boots. I bought my Arrivals coat, which was not cheap, but so worth it. And I think that's the point where I'm at in my life, is like, yeah, cute trendy stuff comes out, but if I have to buy cute trendy stuff every month, I'm gonna have so much stuff that isn't trendy anymore in a year's time, and I'm just gonna have it, you know? And all that money will have gone to waste. A few years ago, I was like going out a little bit more, and I would buy cute stuff to go out in all the time. And I don't really do that anymore. Like, I literally, if I'm gonna tell you guys where I go, basically all I do is I go to work, I go to castings, I go to the gym, and I sit at home and edit videos. So I'm really not doing anything crazy. Sometimes I'll go out for dinner, sometimes I'll have an event to go to, but those 2 things don't happen very often. I guess I splurge on clothes in terms of quality because I want things now that just last. I want things that fit me really well, things that make me look my best. And sometimes you have to pay extra money for that, which I've come to realize. There's a reason why jeans are $200, because they just look so freaking good and they fit so good and they last forever. Whereas jeans that are 60 bucks aren't gonna have the same effect. That's kind of where I'm at in terms of spending money on clothes. So yeah, in a nutshell, this year my goal is obviously to save more money than I did in the previous years and just increase my savings. Also because I want to start investing that money eventually, hopefully later this year, if not next year. It really just depends on like the state of our economy and the market. But I guess my mentality when it comes to money is to just spend it wisely. Spend it on things that are going to either bring you something or give you memories. And that's kind of like the money mentality that I'm taking with me for the rest of the year. So that's pretty much it for the budget conversation. I hope you guys liked it. I know it's not interesting for everyone, but I thought I would talk about it. I think it's important, and I wish people talked about it more, and I wish that money management was pushed more on social platforms and people talked about it more, especially for us in our 20s, you know? I think sometimes the 20s can be looked at as an era where you shouldn't care and you should just YOLO, like live your life. But it's really such an important decade. It's kind of the decade that sets you up for the rest of your life if you do it right. So it might be a boring conversation for some people, but I think it's actually a cool thing to talk about and a cool thing to be interested in. And you know, we don't have to be perfect, and I'm not saying we shouldn't spend money on fun things and splurge and have fun sometimes, but I do think that sometimes there can be a lot of emphasis on having things or buying things to fit in or like to keep up with social pressures or whatever. And yeah, that stuff might seem cool, but being in debt is not cool. Having maxed out credit cards is not cool. Being smart about your money is cool in the long run. So anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys here. This is gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah!